Hello, everyone, and welcome to Movie Mandates, the show where my sister and I force each other to watch movies according to a monthly theme. I'm Andrew.
I'm Kelly.
This month is all about movies that originated on stage, which means we're in for a miserable time because every play is a tragedy. Most everyone dies. If love is requited, it's too late, and the survivors live out their days in poverty, misery, or both.
Yes,
Why do we go to the theater?
to
Anyway,
see them
my
fail.
mandated movie is Cyrano, yet another adaptation of Cyrano de Bergerac, a story where most everyone dies, love is requited too late, and the survivor lives out their days in poverty and misery. But before we get to wallowing, it's only fair that since I mandated today's movie, Kelly gets to challenge me in a segment we call Trivial Trivia.
Yes, yes. It makes us feel something, you know? So, this is all true. Uh, so when movies are adapted from source material, right? They have the ability to either keep the name of said source material, uh, or change it and or play with it a little bit, right?
Yes.
So that yeah, so sometimes it is what it is. Hamlet be Hamlet. So there you go. So I am going to read, and we're going to start with the ones that I'm going to read you the title of the source material. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. And you are going to tell me the movie into which it was made. We are going to start very, 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 very easily in that uh the first two I'm going to give you, the title is kind of like the name is in the title ish. So this is like a word salady one. They took the title and they went, that's just a little bit too much. Okay? Okay.
Like Cyrano Bergerac to Cyrano.
Cyrano, exactement.
Okay.
Okay, so the invention of Hugo Cabaret.
Is it Cabaret?
No,
Is it Hugo?
that it is.
Okay.
You're like, no. Invention, no.
Yep.
Of. The cabin at the end of the world.
Um,
It's not within there, but it is within there.
I don't know.
I believe this one has what's his name in it. I know that's very helpful. Uh Batista, Dave Batista.
Oh, Jesus, that's it. I did not realize that was an. Oh, wait, are these uh theater adaptations or adaptations from any source?
Book. These are all books. I'm
Oh,
sorry. I'm
okay.
sorry,
Jesus.
brother.
I'm like,
No,
I'm
no,
racking
no,
my
no,
brain
no,
for
no,
for
no, no.
theater. I'm like, okay, that's a
Foggy
Shyamalan
brain.
film that came out within the last year or two. Is it just called The Cabin? I mean, no, it's not. It's The Cabin at the End of the World. Knock on wood. Knock at the door.
Knock at the cabin.
Knock at the cabin door. Is there a door or is it just knock at the cabin?
Just knock at
Knock
the
at the
cabin.
cabin.
Let's knock at the cabin. We're gonna knock at that cabin.
You
Um,
see it? Is it any good?
you know, both positive and negative things. There were things that I did very much like about it. In fact, um, I the the earnestness with which you know the conceit of it, yes? The do you
Four
kind of
people
know?
kidnap a small family unit in a cabin in the woods somewhere, saying like, you have to kill each other, or I guess God will wrought his divine vengeance upon the earth.
Kind of, yeah.
And it's like,
And
but they're like, and if you don't, we'll kill ourselves. And I heard that, I'm like, Okay. Because I'm not
Yes.
going to kill my family. If you want to stand there and off yourselves one by one, go for it.
No skin off my
I mean,
back.
yeah.
Oh, shucks. Um, yes, but yes, and I guess
Mhm.
is the thing. They there are consequences to these four people's deaths. So, yes, these people do kill themselves, but they are not just four people. They are
Harbingers of something. Every one of them that dies, new apocalyptic crap happens or
they
something.
are specific four people, if
Mhm.
you will.
You would have to. It would take a lot of convincing for me to not think you're just insane.
And that's
I
the
mean, if you turn
thing.
on my TV and I see footage of planes falling out of the sky, my first thought is you sabotaged my TV
Yeah, and that's the thing. And that is absolutely the thing. Is like
because I'm in the
how
middle of the damn woods. I have no idea what's going on.
hmm and that's where that lies is that it's how far do you let it go and at what point do you start believing and what is real and how crazy are these it is interesting and me being the person who I am can never remember the end of movies which makes every new experience that much more exciting.
There you go.
Um all right, now we're getting into kind of a fun one
Wait,
that
Hugo is the one that didn't Scorsese do that?
yes, yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
I was gonna because I was thinking that I'm like, well, that wasn't based on a play. So I was like, am I
No.
thinking of the wrong
And that
thing?
was
Okay.
the world's introduction to Chloe Grace Moretz, who pretended that she actually was British, uh, and didn't let on that she was not because she was afraid that if she ever said that she wasn't until it was all over, that she
Fire her. Yeah.
he'd be like, wait a second. Um, the book is Wise Guys, and the movie is
The Goodfellas?
that it is, that it is. The book is Shoeless Joe.
I know who that's a baseball player.
Yes.
Um, what what movie did they make about Shoeless Joe Jackson? Uh, is it just Joe or
Mm-mm. This one they've changed the name completely. Like it's a completely new name. However, you do know this movie. You do know it well.
probably do. It's not like it's not Field of Dreams.
Oh, but it is.
It is?
Oh, but it is.
The source material was because I was saying he's in that, but he's not the central character. So why would that be the title of the book?
I
Okay,
don't know.
well,
Do you know? I have two more. Well, I have four more, but I'm just gonna ask. Um, actually, I'll save this to the end. Okay. Here are two that I figure you'll know. Do you know the movie that Heart of Darkness was made into?
Apocalypse Now.
Yeah, okay. I figured you did. Now here's one. The Sheep Pig.
The Sheep Pig
Yes.
is the name of the book.
Yes.
The Sheep Pig.
Yes.
Uh, is the adaptation the one with the fairly recent movie with Nicolas Cage?
No,
So
because I don't
it's
even
not just pig.
know.
Okay.
There's a no.
Oh,
There's a movie.
wait, is it Okja?
No.
That's a good guess. You can see where my mind was going
Yeah.
with that.
And I oh you can see my reaction like, oh,
Sheep
okay.
pig. Um, wait, it's not Babe, is it?
Yeah.
It's ba Oh, instead of sheep dog, it's a sheep pig. So Babe.
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yes. Yes. Okay. I have two more, and I'm going to ask you these differently because I'm just interested to know if you know. Do you, because the actual name of the movie is fully in the title of the book.
Okay.
So there's just additional words. Do you know the full name of the story The Shawshank Redemption was based on? It's something and The Shawshank Redemption.
Is it the guy's name? Is it like Andy Dufresne in this Shawshank?
It is someone's name, but it's not Andy Dufresne, and it's not technically this person's name doesn't have a speaking role.
Wait, isn't Shawshank, isn't it part of a collection of short stories?
It is, but
Okay.
it's still source
Is this
material.
is this the title just of that story? It's not the entire.
Of this, yes, no, it's the title of this story. And it is a person's name, but this person is not an actual quote unquote character. Like, there's no speaking lines, but it is a person's name.
Uh, Steve?
Steve and the Shawshank
Who's
Redemption.
Steve? We'll never know.
We'll never,
I
he
don't
does
know
like
that.
pizza though.
I don't know. Do I know? Well, what is it?
Rita Hayworth and the Shawshank Redemption.
I'm pretty sure if I had known that, I would have went, oh yeah. No, I don't think
Really?
I knew
That's
that.
very interesting.
Or I
Yeah.
forgot that. That's way too interesting to forget.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
How do I know it's part of a short story collection? I don't remember the title.
Yeah. Rita Hayworth and the Shawshank Redemption. Because
Huh.
in that is well,
Because it's
do
the
you
song that doesn't he play a Rita Hayworth song over the intercom or something?
no, that's she's the girl on the poster. Is she not? She's
Oh,
no, she's the
oh,
one from the
in the book.
movie.
Well, shit, it's
She
Raquel
no,
Welch
she
in the movie, isn't it?
Raquel Welch,
Or
Rita
wait, he
Hayworth
goes
is
through a sequence of them.
yeah,
It
but
ends up with Raquel Welch.
he ends up with Raquel Welch. Rita Hayworth is the one in the movie.
Uh-huh.
Rita Hayworth is the woman in the movie that they watch that goes like that with her hair, and she goes, "Oh, hi there," and all the boys start clapping when they're watching.
Right, right.
That's Rita Hayworth at
Uh-huh.
least, but like she may have been on the poster, but you're right. Raquel Welch is the one that they end with. But yeah, it's Rita
Yeah.
Hayworth in the
Okay.
Shawshank Redemption. All right, I have one more, and
All
I'm
right.
wondering. This is one that I learned today when I was researching this topic.
Okay.
Um, so who framed Roger Rabbit? First off, there was came with Sirs. Oh, look at you thinking.
Oh God.
Framed,
Um,
framed, not the original word.
yeah, it's who
But I can tell you've actually known this once upon a
yeah,
time.
it's who something Roger Rabbit.
It is. It is. And I was
Who
surprised. Very cool.
shoot. I forget. I do
Censored.
sense censored?
Yes.
Who sent? Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yes. Who censored Roger? Jesus. Yeah. Yeah, man.
Well,
Yeah.
like,
Now that one I remember.
see, in that I could tell because even when I said it, you went straight to your, oh
Oh,
yes,
yeah,
that
yeah,
is a
yeah.
different
Yeah.
I had no like
I-
Rita Hayworth in the Shawshank
yeah,
Redemption.
there's some other interesting ones. I think like Hellraiser, the Cenobites.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think Clive Barker's original story. Again, I think that one's another short in a collection. I think it's
Oh
called The
yeah.
Hellbound Heart. The original story. I'm trying to remember what the original novel that the movie Die Hard is based on. It's like the big
Don't
building or something like that. I can't remember what it's called, but
well there's always the most famous one that I know is the Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep?
yeah,
That one
that
to me, huh?
I Robot,
No, that one is
Mega
Blade
Man.
Runner.
No, it's which one is that? It's
Blade Runner is androids
oh, Blade
dreaming of
Runner, Blade Runner. Yeah,
electric sheep.
what is oh, I Am Legend is what the Omega Man was an
Yes.
adaptation of, and then
I
I think the Will Smith one was just called I
am
Legend or
I
something.
am le it is called I Am Legend.
Oh, it
They
is
just
I
changed.
Am Legend.
It is.
Okay,
Die Hard, it says was called Nothing Lasts Forever
is that right? Yeah.
from this site, I guess.
Yeah, I thought where I first thought you were going with this trivial trivia was I'm going to like give you the play and you give me the name of the adaptation. I'm like, but there's a million of them. I mean, that's like saying,
Right.
what's
Well,
the
and that's
filmic adaptation of Romeo and Juliet? It's like there's a bunch.
you're like
You
just
know?
well, there was a
West
moment that
Side
I
Story. There you go.
well, there was a moment that I was gonna go with, name uh, movies that were adapted from Shakespeare that aren't titled, that.
Yeah, because there's probably about 15
But
different movies called Hamlet.
yeah, but you could
And I bet Richard Chamberlain's in five of them.
Kenneth Branagh. But you
He just
can
he just passed away, didn't he?
who, Richard Chamberlain?
Chamberlain, yeah, I think he
A bit
passed
of
away last like couple months, maybe
Oh, really? I
this
thought it was
year.
longer ago. But
Yeah,
but
I might
like
be mistaken then.
there's also almost like the Bible, everything either goes back to a biblical story or a Shakespearean story, basically. Like
Yeah,
you
or
you
at
could
least has allusions to or elements
you
of.
could shoehorn a lot into, anything. I mean, some things are very obviously but I remember during my, teen angsty phase, one of the best phases, coincided with the Julia Stiles, rise of, movie with a girl in it. Um, she did.
10 Things
Oh,
I Hate About You.
yeah, so that was Taming of the Shrew, and that was very
Uh-huh.
obvious. But she then did Oh, which was
That was
Othello.
Othello, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And there was a shoehorning of Othello in there. Like I was like,
What
they
was
really
what was the remake of Dangerous Liaisons?
Cruel
Cruel
Intentions.
Intentions, that's right.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Um, I mean, I think they called her like Mona or something. They really worked on making it like,
They all modernized the names and everything.
yeah, they did. And it was fine. It was fine. But I was like, I don't know. It's but I enjoyed all the movies that she did. And then I think she was like, you know what? I kind of want to be smart. And then
Was
it's
she the one who didn't when she in a movie where she was like a ballet dancer and then she
Save
was
the Last Dance. Yeah, yeah,
Save the
yeah, yeah,
Last Dancer,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. They're all good. They're all good.
Hmm.
Yep, I like her. And then she was in the Bourne movies. Yep, yep, yep,
Well,
yep.
that's right. I think I only saw the first one, but yeah, or no, I saw. Did she like immediately die in the sequel? Did
No.
someone immediately die in the sequel who was in the first movie and it just
I'm
like,
I'm sure someone does, but her and Joan Allen, I think, they
yeah,
live because
okay,
they're
so
amazing.
maybe I saw the first two because I seem to remember that the sequel starts with a character from the last movie just immediately getting killed.
I just do not know the answer to
I
that.
don't. Those movies made me nauseous.
Well, once Paul Greengrass came on board, yeah, the man,
You know what? They were trying something new. It didn't work, and they kept trying it.
we're
And then everyone said, "Hey, let's do that thing that doesn't work." Like, no, please stop.
well, if at first you don't succeed, try again.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So there you go.
Don't change anything. Just do the same thing again.
There you go.
All right.
Don't try
So,
to get better.
Cyrano.
There you go. There, I know. There's an A in it, Eisen. Learn how to spell.
So,
Yes.
did you know that this was a musical going?
Yes. Did
Okay.
you?
Eventually, not when I saw the first trailer, because the first piece of marketing I saw did its utter damnedest to hide the fact that it
Yes.
was a musical. Although there was like one crowd shot of like people dancing, I'm like, I saw that. Is this a musical?
You're like, you can't hide that from me.
Like, if you have a musical starring Peter Dinklage, who's singing in the musical,
Yeah.
you put that in the marketing.
Yeah. It's very interesting to me. Like, I was thinking about that. So it's one of those, it reminded me of Joker Folie à Deux, which was just piss poor, but that's not the movie we're talking about here. In that this is a movie that is a musical that I knew it was a musical.
Yeah.
Semi forgot, not like fully forgot. Like I knew it was, but like when it started, and then she sang, I was like, and I felt the same way about Joker when they started singing. I was like, I knew this was a musical. Like I didn't go in being like, this is a musical. I went in, I'm like, all right, let's watch this. I'm like, oh, yeah, it's a musical. And it's very interesting because I'm like, why are we hiding this? And I kind of feel like right now, like the whole Snow White, well, I mean, it's out and, people watch it and stuff, but like even Snow White, like there's no like the musicals that are out, like they don't have songs in them. Like, yeah, there's a twirl that our Snow White does, and you're like, well, she's obviously she's belting a note in this their scene. But they're not and I'm like, why are we making musicals if we don't have faith in advertising that we're making musicals? And I think that that's very interesting because I feel like they are hiding the fact that they made a musical.
Yeah. I mean, if you are wrongly or rightly thinking that musicals don't sell, no one likes musicals, no one will pay to go see a musical. Just flush Wicked down the toilet. No one wants to see that shit. I don't know
Right.
where they're getting these ideas, but I mean, sure, some people don't like musicals.
But
Some
like,
people don't like every genre, you know?
yeah. But like, I honestly think that maybe because I don't know how well this did. I think it was kind of a sleeper. I think it was like, meh. I
Yeah,
also
I have
think
no idea.
it came out in 2021, which I think also was just probably not a great timing for movies and whatnot. But like if they touted that it was a musical, like at that time, I'm sure a lot of theater kids, a lot of people be like, "Oh, good, we need a musical right now." Granted,
You know what?
Cyrano,
You know what should have been the highlight of the marketing? Sexy bakers.
yes,
That would
yes,
have put asses in seats.
there you
Sexy
go.
bakers.
We are needing that dough, baby.
You have the one shirtless guys wiping flour across his chest. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my God, this is amazing.
Like, have you ever sexted with someone? Wait till you have love letter sexting. Like,
That's exactly how it's portrayed as two people
oh,
sexting each other with, quill and parchment.
it
It
is.
is hilarious. It
That
is
is a full
wonderfully
on,
done.
like, okay, that is like, yep, that's a
Yeah.
scene. That is a scene, my friends. And then poor Pete's in the middle, like, don't mind me. I'm just writing some letters for y'all to get off to.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, we jumped ahead. But yeah, yes, I knew it was a musical going in.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, Roxanne is definitely penning those suckers with only one hand.
oh yeah, definitely. But I think there you go. And I like how her hair's down at the end of the scene, like it's all up at the
Her hair,
beginning.
yeah, her hair is kind of hanging, and there's this misty sheen of sweat over everyone. It's like, oh my God. It is, this
My
is,
stars.
I mean, I, I struggle to recall another movie that is so overtly and playfully sensuous in its depictions of what's going on. Uh,
Mm.
than any other movie that I can readily recall. Because what we were talking about with the Bakers, for those who haven't seen this film, which I'd assume is probably a fair number of people, uh,
Hmm.
Cyrano de Bergerac is helping the guy who owns a bakery write a love letter. And he's trying to be like, oh, your eyes are like the twinkling of stars, and your butt is like the bulbous orbs of the planetary bodies that circle the sun. And Peter or Cyrano de Bergerac is like, yeah, okay, you know nothing of cosmology, so that's maybe play to your strengths. And he's like,
Right.
but what am I good at? He's like, you own a bakery. He's like, wait a minute, yes, kneading dough and heat and I keep calling him Peter, but Sienna de Bergerac is like, yes. And they dramatize this because suddenly all of the bakers are like half dressed and kneading bread in slow motion and like licking their lips and it's like that seems unsanitary, but I see what you're doing
And
there.
like, yeah, tossing flour. The air gets all like kind of
Mhm. Yeah,
musty.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's I was thoroughly amused. Um, and there's a lot of that in this movie. I mean, as I mentioned in the intro, nothing ends well.
No, no,
Nothing that starts
no,
on stage ends well. I mean,
no.
maybe you've seen the Steve Martin adaptation, Roxanne. That
Right.
yeah, that's a much happier ending. Um,
Right.
of course, they also famously changed a Little Shop of Horrors from the stage ending. They
right?
shot that ending, and no one. They're like, but I like those people. I don't like it when everyone dies. It's like, okay, but you're missing the theme. Fuck theme. I want a happy ending. I like Audrey and I like Seymour. It's like, okay.
Sorry. Yeah. Sorry,
I
I was
had
going for
something to say. I
realism.
don't give a shit what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You can stuff your morals. I want happy ending. So, yeah, so Cyrano de Bergerac, you know what? Normally I would, I might, uh, pish posh that's not the right word. I might negatively observe that there's about 20 years between, Peter Dinklage and the woman who plays Roxanne.
Yeah.
But with this specific story, where the idea, the broadest of idea behind these two characters is their differences make them societally unpalatable. So in this specific case, 20-year age gap, that actually lends to the whole uh point of the film. So,
Yeah.
that didn't bother me as much. But plus, Peter Dinklage is just a charismatic, charming,
Oh
and
my
in
God.
his I don't know, mid 50s or something, but there's
I
still a
have
handsome.
no idea how old the man is. Love him to death. But you know what's really, this is me being completely an idiot. So like
Also, this
he's
film is a
55.
great. It's like, oh, I didn't know Peter Dinklage could sing, and you watch the movie, and you're like, they wrote this
Yes,
specifically
they
for
did.
where his vocal range is, because
Yes. Yes.
it's all of the songs are written just where he talks. Which is great because then you get a very rare bass lead.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
he doesn't, his range is about a fifth throughout most of the movie, but it's where he's comfortable and it's fine.
and
So,
I will say I was thinking of you during I think the song where he's sitting on the steps, and I think it's one of the first ones that he sings. Uh, but he's sitting on the steps and he's singing to his companion. And I think it's when it's like, "Have you ever loved somebody?" And where normally,
have you ever met some money Buddy Madly or something like that?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what
Um,
you're talking about.
but the anyone else who was I wish I could remember the tune at the moment, but it doesn't really matter.
Mhm.
The point is, you'll understand where I'm going with this if no one else does. Um, anyone
Yeah, this
listening to it.
podcast is for you and me, not anyone else who
No,
watches.
and that's actually absolutely true. But I was thinking because of his limited vocal range, although where he is fine. Like
Oh
I
yeah,
do
yeah.
where he is his strength
Yep.
and they wrote to it because those who know musical theater, any other performer would follow the bridge and take it up. Like it would be, have you ever so and it would follow that track
Yeah, he's
and
not going to the
they
high route.
yeah,
He's
and
got
it was
one
like
route.
da da
He
and
returns to
and
home.
it's but they write it well. Like
Yes,
it's
yes. It's written
they da da da
specifically for
da
them.
and like and I'm like his it's written very well and I'm like wow like they sneak it in rhythmically beautifully. Like I'm like that I would like and every time I was like expecting it to go up, it went down. Like and I was expecting it each time. I'm like, "Oh, he's gonna no, he's still not going, but it's still hauntingly pretty because it's like they keep it minor sometimes." And I'm just like, "Okay, no, I'm with you. No, I love it. It's lovely and it plays to the strength and they keep it there, but it's like I notice it every time. I don't think anyone else would. But
Bro,
like, but like because I know so many Like I know, how musical theater is like, this is how to write a song. Like,
One thing I really like about the the songs of this film is it's clear that the songs were written in service of the story and in service of the actors that would be performing them. Uh, and they
mm-hmm.
were not written to sell a soundtrack or sell singles or to
Nope.
have a pop cover over the closing
Nope.
credits.
Nope.
There's no oh, okay, here's the barn buster here. This is the one that brings the house down.
Yeah, this was not a
No, there's
greatest
none of that.
showman. Yeah, you're not gonna go out singing these songs. I loved her. I loved her singing voice. I thought she was cute as a
Roxanne?
button. Yeah, Roxanne. I liked her. I don't know who she is. Haley Bennett. I don't,
You're not
not
familiar
a
with her. Ben
clue.
Mendelsohn is in here. I think he's like one of the only other. He's just. I'm like, oh, holy, under that makeup, I know who that is.
I was thinking, the name, I couldn't because I couldn't see the face. I was like, but both Jeremy and I were like, we know who this is. We know who this is. And when we
That
saw the
guy
name, we're
made the
like,
Death
yeah.
Star.
We're like, yes, we know who that is. We just couldn't like it was never gonna come that name. But like for some reason,
Boy, all these 50-year-old men are lusting after this busty young woman. What's with that?
oh, hmm, I can't imagine. But yeah, it was
Oh, favorite line in the movie, the one that really reached me, touched me in a deep, dark place,
oh boy, is
was children need love, adults need money. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, I salute you, lady. She's goddamn right.
Yeah, no, that is good. Right off the bat, right off the bat. That's pretty good. Um, yes, okay. So Christian, the one thing about Cyrano de Bergerac that has always been a little tough for me is Christian.
Okay.
In that it's hard. Like I really do, because his song was great because it made like, and I think he he didn't fully work. He worked mostly. Christian doesn't always work for me. He didn't work in the Steve Martin movie for me, but then again, they were vying over Daryl Hannah, and
But you don't like Daryl
but
Hannah?
I don't like Daryl Hannah. I think there's nothing to the best. Kill Bill was the best she's ever done, and
Yeah,
that's because
you
you
know,
couldn't
I'll
see.
give you that. But I mean, come on, she was like part fish in the Tom Hanks bit. Splash. That's what it's called. And we
But
still haven't seen the Attack of the 50-Foot Woman remake. Maybe she's great in that.
maybe she'll actually be 50 and not 30 feet.
Or
Um,
and varying heights in between.
and hair
Um,
color. No, so but the thing about Christian that has always kind of gotten to me and why this one semi worked is his song, like you said, is in service to the story.
mhm.
And he sang a song about how he was just unable to put into words how much he loved her, but he truly did love her, and he just doesn't have the words. And I liked how very plain and simple his song was. Not a lot of big words, very repetitive. How sweet his song was, but like how heartfelt and what a lovely like. And I thought like, because he didn't get very deep, but like he loves her and it's sweet and it's very Christian. And I thought, okay, I can get behind this boy because a lot of times Christian seems like a buffoon,
Well,
you know,
they play that particularly in the Roxanne movie.
and that's
The guy is
why.
an absolutely empty-headed dolt.
And that's the thing is
Which,
that,
for me, kind of makes it easier to buy that he just the love at first sight.
yeah,
Roxanne, particularly in the original story, she's desperately searching for any fantasy that
yes,
can remove her from the horror of her life.
yes,
So I
yes,
get that, right?
right.
Christian, on the other hand, I'm like, he's just seeing a pretty girl.
Right.
But when you get to but when that character is characterized similar to how they do it in the Steve Martin movie, they just make him an absolute empty-headed dolt. And that is easier for me to swallow because he's like, oh, pretty girl. I'm like, yeah, okay, I buy it now because he's
Oh, see, because to me, I think of Roxanne, yes, I think she truly is grasping at like I need something to take me away from
yeah,
this.
I
I need
think
something.
she's forcibly trying to make this fantasy into a reality. Christian, I don't really get because he's seen her once
Yeah,
and he never talks to her. He doesn't even write her. I would assume maybe he reads her letters.
I think he
I
does.
think he does, yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
but he not.
and
Yeah,
they
you're
are
right.
addressed to him, so
He doesn't ever write her. It's but he.
right.
Yeah, but
I
I
just
just
don't know what he sees in her other than pretty girl.
right, and I don't disagree with you on that. I don't want him to be. I mean, I don't need him to be good, like as in like, oh, I wish he was just like I don't want him to be competition
Yeah.
or anything for Cyrano.
Well,
I
I
just
do like that I mean, he's not a chauvinist. He's not a bad person, and he's
yeah,
not even genuinely stupid. He's
that's
just
what I mean.
he's
I
not a
don't
pope. He's not
right.
overtly articulate.
That's what I mean. Is like he's actually in this one. I find him to be a good guy.
He's
He's a
just a sweet
little
dude.
he's sweet. He's just young. He's a young puppy love type of guy. And like
Yeah,
he really
it helps
does.
that he's a fresh-faced young cadet, just
Yes.
doesn't know a damn thing.
And he does like who wouldn't like to your point get swept up in all of this,
Hmm.
right? To your point. But I just have never enjoyed the like I mean he is super dumb in the Roxanne and sometimes he is, show like I don't think he needs to be just that trope in movies where in order to make where there's like always the choice between dudes and they have to make one so smarmy or miserably bad so that you feel okay. Like the boyfriend has to be terrible. Or do you remember in the Sing Song movie with Idina Menzel, Enchanted,
Oh yeah.
with
Yes.
Patrick
Oh, I know where you're
Dempsey?
going with this. Yes.
Yeah, he leaves Idina Menzel, goddess that she is, but for Madam Amy Adams in Enchanted, right? Um, and the thing is that you root for it. You want them to be together. It's real love. It's all this. But the wonderful thing about that is that they didn't make her heinous.
Yeah.
She was just a person of circumstance, not the right fit for him, not the right
She
girl
was
for
just
him.
the wrong person. Not a
She was,
bad
yeah,
person, just the
not a bad
wrong person.
person, just the wrong
Which is
person.
why it's lovely that she ends up with James Marsden at the end.
Yeah, I think so. And that's the thing is that it was just the wrong person. And I think that that's what I liked about this dude is that he is kind of daft because he's like, give me a kiss. And like, he gets wrapped up in it. Like, and he loves her, or at least he thinks what it's love.
He's got
But
a
he's,
crush on her, I guess, but
yeah, sure. That's what I mean. Like, but he's daft, but he's a good guy. And he means well, he would have made someone happy. They would have just been fine. I don't like that he runs away and gets shot. Like that moment, I was like, what is wrong with you, dude? Like maybe he's a little too emotional. But like, I don't think you need to make him negative
men
in
are
order
pretty
to,
emotional. I don't know
oh
that you
yeah, men are
trust them
so
to do
emotional.
anything.
But like, I don't think you ever need to make Christian so negative in order to make Cyrano a
Yeah,
positive.
yeah.
That's my argument. Is like Cyrano's already a positive. You don't need to make Christian negative. Christian just needs to be not the right guy.
Reminds me
That's
of
it.
I forget her name, but it's Tiana's friend in Princess and the Frog. Yeah, she's so funny, and you feel, and she loses out, but she's not a bad person.
It's like BB or Queenie or
It's something, and she's actually a really supportive friend, and she's lovely. And
yeah,
that
I
movie
like
should
her.
have done better
I know,
because
I
it's
love it.
good.
It is. It's super cute.
And there's another movie where it's like, hey, Keith David, can you sing? And he's like, you put it in my vocal range? Sure. It's like, okay.
Okay. Um, yeah. So so yes, this is all true. Very, very exciting. So Cyrano does his poetry stuff. I loved the patter song with at the very beginning with the swords
Yeah.
and the patter song
Mhm.
where he's making fun of himself and his stature um because
If I'm
that's
remembering right, I think it's funny. The gimmick in the play, if I'm remembering right, and I'm remembering because I've seen a couple adaptations,
yes.
uh, is he's just speaking in verse.
Mm,
Um, in the Steve Martin movie, he's coming up with a series of better insults than Big
yes.
Nose, I think. And in this one, it's what you said. So the Patter song. Um, one thing I was a little iffy about was Cierno's introduced just being a dickhead, just being an asshole to some pompous theater performer. And it's like, dude, even if you're right, everyone's here to see that guy. I don't care if you think he's vapid and stupid and a terrible actor. Everyone paid their money. They came here.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't know. That kind of starts me off on the wrong foot. Like I love how clever he is in his speech, but it's like, dude, shut up. You're
Yeah.
not on
No. Yeah.
stage. Um, And it took me because the Patterson duel ends in the guy getting run through. And it's like,
Yeah.
oh, oh yeah,
It's a duel.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
That
Kind
that
of
is true.
had to
Yeah.
kind of reset the world I was in.
Agreed. Agreed. There was that moment that I was like, "Oh, yep, there's death. We're
Yeah,
dying."
yeah.
It did. There was definitely a reset. I forgot all about that. Now, here's what I was going to say earlier about why I'm dumb because and after I knocked my head against the wall and was like, "I am a prize idiot." I thought, "Well, that is very smart." So, Peter Dinklage doesn't have a big nose, obviously, and didn't wear a prosthetic, obviously. And I was like, where's his disfigure?
It's like, well, that's fine. It's like, wait a minute, Cyrano de Bergerac is supposed to have some obnoxious physical trait that makes him incompatible, and we've got this charming, handsome man with a golden bass voice. And it's
Yes.
like, why wouldn't Roxanne and everyone else be throwing their undies at him? And then 20 minutes into the film, you're like, oh, yeah, 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 okay, yeah.
I was just like, it was brief. It was brief, but I was like, yep, nope, cool, I'm there. And then I was like, what a fantastic, like, okay. I mean, why stop at a nose? A rose of
Yeah.
any other name could smell just as sweet. Um, yes.
I love the line where Lebret, his other retinue dude, uh,
Yeah.
um, where they're first, the first scene where they're talking right after the play.
Who
Uh,
does not sing? I noticed.
does he not? Does,
No.
doesn't he join in on the,
No,
he doesn't?
no,
Huh.
no. Please continue.
Hmm.
Lebret.
Anyway, he has a line where he's talking, he's pestering Cyrano about you should tell Roxanne that you love her, and he's like, come on, someone like me and someone like her, that's never going to, it's like, oh, Cyrano, my buddy, someone of your age is like, careful, stature. He's like, not bad, you know, or whatever the line is. Just wonderful delivery. Hella charismatic as hell. I was watching
Yes.
after that scene, I forget the character's name. It's like Mr. Legauche or something like that, but
Oh, the French, yeah.
Ben
The
Mendelsohn's
Duke,
character
yeah.
sends a bunch of people to go kick Cyrano de Bergerac's ass, and of
Oh,
course he
yes.
beats them all up in a pretty well choreographed and shot action scene. And I was watching that thinking,
Yes.
you know what? They should put Peter Dinklage. They should give him a character in the John Wick 5. You know,
I
they
was
fit right in.
actually I was really impressed with that. I was like, good for him and
There's
his
only
skills. That
one
was really cool.
there's only one CG takeover that really didn't work, and it's towards the end of the movie. It's in the war section where he I think it's where he's running after Christian. He, runs up the hill and then he runs across the thing and jumps off. There's a CG takeover right there that didn't quite work, but most of the rest of the stuff is really well done. He
Yeah.
sells it, so.
No, he does, and
So
he's
I
good
want
at
to see him and Keanu Reeves, punch each other in the face.
do
That'd
that.
be
I
cool.
think so. I love an unconventional action star. Let's do it.
Yeah.
I think it's great. You know, if Liam Neeson could do it, I think Peter Dinklage could do it too. I see no problem with that. Um, so did you like the film?
Yes.
Good, me too. Yeah.
I thought the music was solid, if not particularly memorable, but it worked in service, as I mentioned earlier, it works in service of the story and particularly the performers singing them. I thought it was shot really well. Isn't this the guy who did Atonement? Isn't that the
Oh,
same guy?
is it? Is it?
I
Let's
think so,
find
because
out.
I was looking at it and I was like, there's a ton of really cool visual flourishes and direction. I'm really loving it. I looked at the director and I'm like, that's that guy, and then I forgot to check.
Oh, Joe Wright. I think you're
That
correct.
that's the guy, right? Do I have the right person or right movie or?
Yes, you are correct. It is
Okay,
Atonement.
yeah, yeah, because
Yeah.
there's just a ton of
Yeah.
just really slick and cool visual flourishes to all over this movie that I just really enjoyed. They like the action scene that we were just talking about, where he's fighting off a crowd of people, 110, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's shot to be chaotic,
Mm,
but without making you sick or losing sight of what's important in the frame or losing a sense of scene geography or where people are. Um, yeah, just it's really well done. It's a story that doesn't entirely work for me. I've always, like you, have always had a problem with the character of Christian, just because I'm the kind of guy who just doesn't buy love at first sight. I'm like, no, no, I just don't buy it. Also, I get, also, it's kind of hard to swallow that Roxanne just does not figure this out.
Yeah, that's hard to swallow because you've
There's part of it
known.
where I kind of like do the thing where I start writing the movie for them. I'm like,
Yeah.
she knows, but she's just, she's willing her fantasy into reality. She's just
Right.
forcing herself not to know. She's living in denial, kind of thing. And I
Yeah.
think that works a lot better with the character as portrayed in these types of presentations of this story. Not as much in something like Roxanne, although that
Right.
movie's very, very funny. Um, but what I like wit. So if a movie is about a witty character trying to woo another character who is attracted to wit because she's also witty, I'm like, yes, yes, my people. You know. Um, so yeah, there's just I have quibbles about the broad structure and individual elements of Cyrano de Bergerac, but overall, it's a story I genuinely enjoy.
Yeah.
and have throughout. I've seen probably like four different adaptations now.
Yeah.
So yeah, and there's just some really solid filmmaking. We talked a little bit about the sensuality
I
of
mean,
a lot of it.
truly though, if
Yeah,
you think about, I mean, they're sharing love letters and they're sharing, I mean, that's what they're up to.
I
You
mean
know,
that
it sold it.
that was as hardcore as you could get before bathing was a really huge thing, you know?
I mean, I
Man,
mean, that's
can you imagine like making out with someone before
no, no,
teeth brushing
incorrect.
was like a
Nope,
thing?
nope, nope, nope. Like, especially at the end, like right before he died and they kiss, I'm like, he looks terrible.
Yeah.
He looks dirty.
Oh, damn,
Is
Peter Dinklage gives good death face.
he's
Man, he
yeah,
just
yeah,
turned that shit off. I was like, wow. I
yeah.
wonder if they're doing some type of digital, like they're freezing his face, or if that's just all him. Because either way, it worked really well.
yeah, I
By
do
the
not
way,
know.
everybody dies and no one's happy.
Yeah, no one's happy. I do very much enjoy though his del- I love his delivery. Again, he's just fantastic. His delivery when she always asks when they're meeting in private at the bakery, and then from then on when she asks him favors, and she's like, "Will you take him?" Yes, yes, yeah. He's like, I can't promise that. I can't promise that. Okay, I'll do that. Fine. Yes. Like he's just like he hates it now that it's
Like, man, I'll do anything for you. I mean, I can't make promises on behalf of other people, but yeah,
right. But like he's like, I can't say no to her. And so like you can hear it in his voice. It's like he hates that he's saying yes. Everything that and it's like that is a great delivery because you can tell right there. It's like I hate that I'm saying this, that there's no it's coming out before he can even second. I'm
you
like,
know,
what a
really the only thing that should get between Cyrano de Bergerac and Roxanne are the fact that they're probably related.
well, they're cousins
Yeah,
in
they
the
might be
in
distant cousins. I don't
the
know,
book.
but I don't know how distant.
I don't know how close or distant they
Yeah,
are in the book, but they are you are correct. They are related. In the but then again, that's how you met people back in that time.
yeah, house
Family
parties.
reunions.
It's like you went over to Aunt Sarah's house. She's got
Oh,
kids.
hey. How else are you supposed to meet people?
Also, how the hell did the postal service work back then? Was it really just, hey, does anyone know where Roxanne
Oh
live?
my
And they're
gosh.
like, oh
Okay,
yeah.
thank you. Thank you. Like, is there only one? Like, is there a book of names? And they're like, oh, someone took Roxanne. Guess we gotta let everyone know not to use that name anymore because this letter's to Roxanne, and boy, won't we feel sheepish if it goes to the wrong one.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean,
I didn't
how
notice
many
that.
Roxannes in France could there possibly be? It's like,
Yeah.
which one? The one that hyperventilates and gets all sweaty when reading handwritten notes. Oh,
Ah,
her? Yeah, we know
yeah,
her.
yeah. I know just the
She's
gal.
got a ladies' book club where she reads her smutty letters to the bored housewives.
Yes, that is what she's like.
And they sit
She's
there
like,
with their fans going, "Oh my."
I heard you'd be here. The all ladies book or like the all ladies whatever. And he's like, Yes. It's like, okay. Um, but yeah, good stuff. No, I did enjoy it. It was so pretty. It was just a very pretty movie and one that I had been wanting to watch. So I'm really happy that you chose it. So there you go.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, the month ain't out yet,
No.
so what other miserable story from the
Well, you
stage?
know, I don't think this one's gonna be miserable, although I don't
Okay.
know. I don't know. This was actually very hard for me because boy, oh boy, there's so many. So,
Yeah, I
so
had a short list myself.
yeah, there's a lot that I want to see. There's a lot that I have seen, obviously, and there's a lot that I want to see. The one that I picked though is one that and I just don't know why, and I'm going to hopefully like hit myself when I finally get to the end of it. I have started this movie 3 times. I have gotten to the same exact place, which is about 15 minutes in.
I just keep falling
After,
asleep.
yeah, indeed. Indeed. It's right after Alec Baldwin talks about coffee, and I just
Is it
go,
Glengarry Glen Ross?
but we're going to make it to the end of Glengarry Glen Ross.
Okay.
Gosh darn it. It is gonna happen.
That was actually one of the ones on my short list. Yeah. Because I've not seen it either.
I'm
Never
gonna
attempted
know.
to watch it, but
I'm going to know what happens to Jack Lemmon's character. Gosh darn it. It's gonna happen. I've known that coffee is for closers for years and years and years, and I want to know if Jack Lemmon gets any. Because I just don't. So there you go.
all right. Sounds good.
So yeah,
All
that
right.
one has one out.
Okay. Well, today's episode may have come to an end, but no, it's not anime month, Andrew. You didn't update that part of the script.
I'll wait. You catch up.
All right, all right. Everyone, originated on stage. There we go. Today's episode may have come to an end, but originated on stage month continues next time with Kelly's mandated movie, Glengarry Glen Ross. If you'd like to watch the movie too, check out the description to see where it's currently streaming or available to rent. Until then, you can watch Movie Mandates on YouTube or listen to it in podcast form on iTunes. And hey, if you enjoy the show, want us to reach a wider audience, engagement is key, so like, comment, subscribe, rate, review, all the fun stuff. Thank you much. And with that, I'm Andrew. You can follow me on Blue Sky at Andrew Eisen.
I'm Kelly on Instagram at Pimento Livia. Just the one up.
We hope you've enjoyed this episode of Movie Mandates, and we'll be back soon with another mandated movie. Bye, everyone!